Well, today I have the most spectacular location to partake in my lunch that I've ever had. I thought the one at St. Declan's Way in the Sleepy Hollow was the ultimate. But when you're on top of a mountain, on an island of the Beara Peninsula, a little bit out in the Atlantic, with 24.6 degrees and 360 degrees view right around. Surely this one couldn't be beaten. Now, looking down into the valley, quite a distance away from me, there appears to be quite a lot of people on that little country road heading to the extreme point of the island away to my left. So that was my destination also. So I'll continue on my trajectory and see how I get on. As I pass this series of standing stones here to my left, but I kid you not, it's 25 degrees Celsius. 25 degrees Celsius. So, the weatherman got it right today. And it's still only 12:25 p.m. On Dursey Island, there are 0 facilities. Include shops, toilets, 0. Now, I have seen, I think, 2 water taps passing a house earlier, about 5 minutes from the cable car terminal. But there are no places here to get beverages. Now, when you arrive at the terminal on the mainland side, there is a wagon there which I think there's chips and burgers and fast food and stuff like that. I'm actually doing the Dursey Loop. So I came up the mountain track, which I showed you earlier on. Seemed like some days ago now, but it's not. I came up the mountain track, which was the hardest one to come up, and get that out of the way, and now I'll return on the gravelled aggregate track. I've come away from Dursey Head, and I'm now on the Beara Way and Dursey Loop via the low route to the cable car terminal. It's a bit of a hike, so I better get a move on. A lot of ghostly shells sitting here on this slope overlooking the Atlantic. Yep, quite a lot of them. I suppose I better give this loop walk its proper title. Its proper title is the Beara Way, B-E-A-R-A, as in the Beara Peninsula, but the Beara Way Dursey Loop.
I'm sorry, I don't know where I'm going. Winter does a
It's incredibly hot, but you could actually run down there now and jump in the sea. It would be the only way to cool off, but I'm glad I've done this walk today. I don't really know why I'm entitled to the most gorgeous weather in every walking odyssey that I partake. I'm just blessed with divine, warm, dry, beautiful weather. Though humid today, I'm not complaining. Living in an environment like this is probably harsh, and yes, it's proven to be very harsh, especially during winter times and having present day facilities, heating, water, toilets, TV, satellite, phones, internet. But the old people, the generations gone before us, they couldn't survive here eventually. Now, there was a bloody past on this island at one time, courtesy of the British. And I've walked one side, if you can call it that, of the Beara loop, the Dursey Island loop. So I'm now making my way back, and I'm going to go around the other side along by the grassy road and see what I can find there, because I've been over the top of the big hills, 3 of them, and come down the other side. So it's stunning. The magic of this place is just that, magic. Look at that out there. Look. Isn't this something to treasure on a summer's day on Dursey Island? Now I'm passing some sad relics from a bygone era. Homesteads no longer required, but look at the view of those homesteads. Just take a look at the view. They would have had winter and summer. Spectacular storm force gales coming in there, and then in the summer weather like this. Sure, it's just stunning. This is the kind of weather now where people can succumb to heat exhaustion quite easily. So you need to be drinking a lot of the ishka. The sheep are now sheltering in stone ruins of ghostly shells of houses. I don't see them having much access to water, but they're sheltering from the heat. At 26 degrees now. The only sound breaking the eternal silence here, the sound of sheep and lambs. I don't know if they're hungry or thirsty, or both, because it's now very, very hot. But it's the only noise breaking this silence, and this silence is therapeutic. Yep. There's not a sign of a human being now, visitor or inhabitant of the island, to be seen. It's like the Spanish siesta is now in place in Ireland. Now perhaps there's not much to do on the island this time of the year. A bit of tillage and minding the sheep, thousands of sheep. It goes down amongst one of the great walks that I've had in my life. and I've had some spectacular walks over the years. But I've just come over a hill here now thinking that what's behind me can't be replicated. Take a squizzy at what's behind me. Take a look. Wouldn't it be hard to beat that one? The sign on the road says 100 kilometers an hour. Take a look at the drop into the Atlantic on my left hand side. Just checking temperature at the moment on my app, and it's just over 27 degrees. Just over 27 degrees now, and it's very sheltered here, even that I've got an exposed seafront there on my right hand side, but there's nothing at all from the left. It's just sheer cliff, and then sheer cliff from here down to the water on my right. But it is very, very hot now. It's actually a bit too warm for walking long distance like this. People keen on wildlife, etc., come out to Dursey and go up to the head to watch and look out for whales. So folks, the configuration of the loop here on Dursey Island is, this is the lower track, which is grass up the middle roadway, little bohreen. The lower track, the lower loop track, and the one to my left is the higher one, which is the one I chose when I got off the cable car. The only farm animals that I have seen since I came onto the island earlier this morning were sheep and a sheepdog. But lo and behold, straight in front of me, there are two cows grazing on lush grass here on my left. Now, perhaps watching this completed video, you might be of the impression it's a small island and there's not a lot of walking or climbing. Let me tell you this now. I've been walking virtually the whole morning up to now. 5 hours now I'm on the island. 5 hours. I sat down, I had lunch for 25 minutes, and apart from taking photographs and putting the bird in the air, so this is a pretty big island to walk. Now, in heat like I am now experiencing, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But you know what? It's more beautiful. You see a part of Ireland now offshore that you wouldn't see in a bad, wintry, wet, cloudy day with the sky on the floor. Everything here is just brilliant in colour now. This island is well worth a visit, but unfortunately you have to pick the day to come out here, because there was a weather forecast for this afternoon of thunder and lightning, 26, 27, 28 degrees, hailstone and spot flooding, torrential downpours. And I coming along in the car this morning at 4:45 a.m. I was saying, oh my God, if that descends upon me on Dursey Island, I'll be swimming back. But take a look. 27 degrees they got the temperature right, but they got everything else wrong. You know it's hot when you look at the back of your hands, your wrists and up your forearms, and you see the moisture glistening on the skin. I think it's resting in peace. Secula secularum. Somebody's pride and joy at one time in its life, but unfortunately, like us all, we come to the end of the road. When the island was settled, the places of population seem to be in different pockets. Now again here you have land that looks like fields that could be cultivated. Now there's a field here on my left, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 cows in there. I just met the local Cork County Council water curator. Today is the hottest day of the year so far in Ireland. So now, and where do Jim Owers find himself? Out on an offshore island on the Beara Peninsula in West Cork. Now I have about 25 minutes to get to the cable car terminal, and then I'll have a sit down there for a while, watch it going over and back, and then I'll get on and go across and race to the nearest liquor store for a bottle of cider with some ice. Please. I'm certainly of the belief that if one were out here on a winter's day with a gale force wind blowing at you from the Atlantic, that this place would be so atmospheric. Now, apart from the few visitors that I saw when I was up at the tower on top of the hill, there's now nobody. You see, people don't like this level of heat. I'm the exception because I'm a freak. I love heat. All the years in down under toughened me up, made me what I am today. During World War II, a whitewashed sign saying Beara was built and painted close to the signal tower to indicate to pilots that they were overflying neutral Ireland. In July 1943, a Luftwaffe Junkers Ju-88 crashed in fog on Crowhead near Dursey, killing all its crew. Dursey Island has no shops, pubs or restaurants, but a few holiday homes are rented on the island. Spanning Dursey Sound, this aerial tramway is Ireland's only cable car, and one of a few cable cars that cross the sea in Europe, used both by tourists and the local population.